I told y'all Akademiks and Wack 100 was gonna bump heads once again, man. Hey, let's see what Akademiks got to say about this Blueface contract that Wack 100 was asked about when he was up there with Adam 22, man. We got Adam 22 asking Wack 100, what's going on with you and Akademiks, man? But let's see what Akademiks got to say real quick, y'all. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell so you can be notified. Let's go.
Was it this?
Wack 100 has issued a warning, so listen, I'm gonna play.
What the fuck? YouTuber with us. What the hell is this? Here we go. It's a conflict of interest. You know, I'm not gonna get into business, but I always knew Blueface was pretty stupid. I'm gonna tell you why. Blueface is signed to Wack 100 and managed by Wack 100. Let me tell you how this works. When you sign to a label, they take at least half already. Then you're getting managed by the guy who owns the label. So of your 50% that you're getting, or less than 50%, he's still taking at least 20% of that too. It's double dipping. You get what I'm saying? So you never sign, you never get managed, or you don't have a management company owned by the people that also sign you. Okay. Now before I address and kind of like, not necessarily clean up what I meant or really fully explain, I do want to give Wack 100 the opportunity. And he did respond. He responded here. Was it here?
Akademiks claims that you've been stealing money from Blueface.
Yeah, I got on his ass about that. That was crazy.
So for the record, he said since Blueface is signed to you on a music level and managed by you, that means that you're essentially taking like half of his money.
Here's the thing with Akademiks. When I talked to him, I said, have you ever done a contract with anybody musically?
Wack never said that to me, and I absolutely have. I literally have a joint venture, just like I have a joint venture with the Academy Records. It falls under 10K. Used to be under Capitol, and now they send me notice. They're under Atlantic or AMG, okay, which is a newly formed thing. Elliot, which is the son of Lucian Grange. The deal I did was with the son of Lucian Grange, which is Elliot Grange. It's on 10K Projects. It's there. I'm signed to my own label, right? Which literally I had to sign that myself, and also I signed another person as well, and also I've offered contracts as well. But that's neither here nor there. Would I say I have more experience in Wack with doing contracts and stuff like that? I would say no, because Wack has worked with a lot more people, clearly.
No, I said, what are you talking about? Well, I'm looking at Finesse. Finesse's contract, he got 4 or 5 people. I would never allow that to happen with none of my clients, because I know too many direct people.
But who is it? It's
Billy Bag Yo.
Oh, so he originally signed
Mob Ties.
And then Mob Ties.
JPE, which is the dad. You got Atlantic as the mother company. So that's 4. And then him. You see what I'm saying? So his 20% is really probably 20% of a 40%, which is really like 8%. This is where Act gets shut down at. He said Blueface is signed to me, right? Blueface was signed to Cash Money West. Cash Money West is owned by who?
Birdman.
I just oversee that division. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Akademiks claims.
The reason why Wack is really good is that he has a way with words, like any great media personality is. That's something he's one.
And I'm going to tell you the word he said. Y'all pay attention. It was signed to Cash Money West. Now, y'all listen now. Y'all pay attention. We going to keep it going, man. Like I say, Akademiks going to get at Wack 100 the sophisticated way, but do Akademiks got enough ammunition to shoot at Wack 100, man? We all know how Wack 100 play on this internet, bro. Do he got some ammo for Akademiks is the question. Y'all let me know in the comment section, but let's go.
Top media personalities. I want to make some corrections to what he's saying, and also probably help clearing up what I was saying. I don't know the full details of the business between Wack 100 and Blueface. Anything I'm saying it in general.
And I'm pretty sure Akademiks is not speaking on this situation from no dummy standpoint. Bro, he already knew that he wanted to speak on this right here, and this one of his ways of pew, pew, pew. Now, what's going to be the thing is how Wack 100 is going to respond. Is he going to come with the, oh, you big dummy? Or now if he come with the warning shots, like, I'm warning you, I got such and such, then we going to know what's up, man. But Akademiks, man, you better put that armor on and take them shots, whatever he throw at you, man. Let's go.
Even though, based on what we've heard publicly from Blueface's own mouth on interviews and even recently, it feels like what I said matched up with what was going on. I don't have the contracts. I haven't looked at Blueface's stuff, so I'm going off of what they have said publicly, what we perceive, and how that should be interpreted. Here's the very premise. The premise is this: if I do a contract, like put it like this, this happened with the Offset like QC thing. It's a reason why, well, let me use another analogy before I get to that. If me and 15 chat niggas get caught up in a RICO, hopefully we don't, right? It's a reason why it's a conflict of interest for your lawyer to be a lawyer of someone else. Why is it a conflict of interest? Because at a certain point, they might have to enter into a proffer status or whatever with the government that now you have to pick whose interest you're prioritizing. It's a conflict of interest for someone else. That's why people have separate attorneys. By the way, it's the reason why a judge would get recused in many situations. If a judge, who many judges used to be prosecutors and also had private practices as defense attorneys, if a judge previously, and by the way, I thought this helped out on YSL Mondo, Fonnie Willis previously represented YSL Mondo, who's self-acknowledged as a co-founder of YSL, when she was doing private practice in between one of her prosecutorial gigs, and she represented him for a gun case. Clearly, who knows how that representation went? She may have had a lot of knowledge from attorney-client privilege. Now, because she represented him, it would be unethical of her to then prosecute him, given the fact that she also has information that it should be only between them. Now, technically, that should be a thing, but what would normally happen is that prosecutor would recuse himself. Doesn't mean that YSL Mondo could never be charged. No. What it means is that to not have a conflict of interest, you don't want someone who previously was with you to be prosecuting you, because now it puts you in a disadvantaged position. So whether it's a judge that used to be an attorney that represented you or a prosecutor that used to be a defense attorney that represented you, those people would what they call recuse himself. It's a conflict of interest. In business, if I'm trying to sign someone, like I was trying to, and I eventually did, I successfully signed someone to the Academy Records back then. They wanted to use my lawyer. My lawyer helped me get the deal. My lawyer got 5% of my overall deal for the Academy Records. He is incentivized to make sure me, who's going to be the guy who's signing a bunch of people, I got the budget, I'm the guy.
The guy that Akademiks signed, best interest is not, the lawyer is not going to have the guy that Akademiks signs best interest, is what Akademiks saying. So pay attention to this. Correlate with that with Blueface and Wack 100 and how they movement is going right now. He breaking it down for us. Let's go.
He wants me to get the most of money because he's going to get the most of money, right? So it wouldn't be ethical if I am signing a young kid and I said to the kid, you need a lawyer, but use my lawyer. That lawyer's not going to go in there and say, hey, let me get the deal really in the favor of this guy when I'm already eating with Ack over here. He's just going to get me the best deal. Do you understand? It's a conflict of interest. It's a pretty simple thing to acknowledge. Here was my understanding of what Blueface contract and situation was, right? And Wack does a really sleight of hand right here, and I want to point it out.
What is it? It's
Money Bag Yo.
Oh.
Contract.
Here we go.
Anybody music?
His money.
Here's the thing with Akademiks. When I talked to him, I said, have you ever done a contract with anybody musically? No. I said, what are you talking about? Well, I'm looking at Finesse. Finesse.
Now, even though the conversation that I had stemmed from Finesse, I was talking about a particular part. It's not about the 5 people in the contract. James Prince, the father's, James Prince Sr., he's listed in the contract, but really he's a manager. It becomes a conflict of interest. That's where I got this idea of conflict of interest. If he's supposed to be managed by the father, but signed to the son, why in the contract does the father, who is quote unquote going to be that's already a conflict of interest. You're managed by the father of the nigga you're signed to. Come on, like these are like kind of simple things, right? Like we're not like we don't gotta be Aristotle or something, right? But whatever. Let's say that happens. When reading the contract, the father was also included as someone that was going to take percentage. Well, to me, that's double dipping. How are you the manager, and how are you also in the contract as the person that will be getting some type of proceeds from the music, as if you were a label or, and this is the important part, a production company. Now, I'm going to explain to you a little bit of music shit because Wack is going to overtalk it right here. Listen to Wack.
His contract, he got 4 or 5 people. I would never allow that to happen with.
Okay, so I explained that part already, right? It's not about necessarily the amount of people. It's that some people are doing 2 different roles, but they're all claiming percentage. That's a problem.
None of my clients, because I know too many direct people.
But who is it? It's
and also the problem, even if you're saying, because somebody can make they could make the argument to say, well, JPE, which is James Prince Entertainment, he's in the contract because, you know, he's gonna do management stuff, but he's just getting his money from the label. Well, no, you could do a letter of direction, and even then, that still piggybacks the artist, because you're saying that you have now signed a manager for the duration of your record deal. That seems more than a manager. That seems like a partner. A manager, you should be able to fire whenever you want to fire him based on whatever deal you have. Now, maybe that includes, hey, you're going to be my manager for this entire record deal. Okay, cool, if that's what you want. But if your manager is baked in your deal, that even if he's not working, he still gets paid. That seems like a partner, not a manager. A manager gets 20% off the top when he does services for you. But if your music does well, you know, and you had this deal, and whatever that comes from this deal, if he just gets paid no matter what, that sounds like a partner or an investor. But again, I'm trying to show you the sleight of hand of, you know, Wack speaking as if people don't understand, like the music industry is so complicated.
Money Bag Yo.
Oh, so he originally signed
Mob Ties.
and then Mob Ties.
JPE, which is the dad. You got Atlantic as the mother company. So that's 4. And then him. You see what I'm saying? So his 20% is really probably 20% of a 40%,
Okay, and this is where Wack does the talking. You know, when Wack starts doing this, you're like, well, he got to be right.
which is really
And he's kind of right here about finesse.
like 8%. This
But now the conversation comes back to him and Blueface.
is where Act gets shut down at. He said Blueface is signed to me, right? Blueface was signed to Cash Money West.
Okay.
Was.
Now, this is, you know, I'll acknowledge I don't know the full details or all the intricacies of his business, but I'm going off what I always heard Wack say. So Cash Money West is Birdman's company, right? That's kind of ran or overseen by Wack 100, or was, I don't know if currently. But just like how Atlantic, Uzi's quote unquote technically signed to, Uzi's really signed to Generation Now. That's called a production company. Wack 100 is leaving out a step. Yeah, Blueface is signed to Cash Money West, but my understanding is that he signed to Cash Money West through 100 ENT, which is Wack's production company. So technically, Blueface is signed to you, and you signed his rights to Cash Money. Now, I could be wrong. I haven't seen his contracts. And, you know, shit, you want me to go back on my trusted site? I could go back on my trusted site and pull up Blueface's name, right? We could pull up his name and, you know,
Now, this what Akademiks start doing his work. He basically saying, man, hey, look, bro, this is my world. I know what I'm talking about, bro. You know, like, I'm about to bust you up right here, bro. The Akademiks is not saying this for no reason, man. These are shots being fired. There's a war that's about to go on between Akademiks and Wack 100 with smoking screens, though. Y'all just pay attention, man.
Give me 1 second. I don't know. Let me go find some tracks. Hold on. I'll put it on screen when I find. What was like his biggest track? Is it like? Okay. Here we go with this.
It's all about who can prove the facts of what's going on.
Label unavailable. All right, it's okay. What I'm gonna do is let me do here and let me just go to Spotify yet again, right? So when I go to Spotify and let's go to Blueface. This is gonna, you know, they usually are accurate and will print wherever it's coming through, which you can figure out label information there, right? So I don't know. His latest single is called Vibes, right? Vibes. Rich the Kid, DDG, and Blueface. I don't think this is. I think this is Rich the Kid's song, low key. What's the last? I want to see the last Blueface solo song to be able to see. Better featuring Stunner Girl. Okay, let's look at that. Now, you see what you see right here that says 2026 100 ENT. That's what Spotify is acknowledging the label to be. So when they're gonna pay out for this song, even though it's only 142,000 views,
Wow.
they're gonna pay.
Took a shot at him right there, even though it's only 142,000 views. Man, I don't know, man. Wack 100. Well, you gonna have missiles coming from you gonna have missiles coming at you from everywhere, cause you in a mix, man. Something happened to you, but ain't no telling who did it. Well, I don't know, man. We gonna see.
100 ENT. That's Wack 100's company.
I don't think nothing should come
Now,
out of
granted,
this,
from what I'm hearing and kind of like, you know, I'm kind of figuring it out. It doesn't seem like Cash Money is in the picture anymore. So I get it. Now the production company stands alone. So it's just through Wack, right? Now, but right now, you know, and this would be my argument to Wack. Your last song is dropped through a quote unquote record label that you own. How are you not his label? He could just upload this to TuneCore without you. If you're not his label, it shouldn't say 100 ENT. It could say on Schoolyard Crib. When it says this, it's because it's going up through you as a
Grenades is being thrown, bombs are being shot off, man. Akademiks is firing on Wack 100 right now. Y'all pay attention, man.
label. That's how it works. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't. Okay, now let's go off this assumption that Cash Money's not involved in this one, but maybe in the past one. So let's go back. Let's go back to 2024. We're going to pick a random song, but it has to be a Blueface song. We want to see how these things came out. Baby Mama, okay, this is 2023. Perfect. Baby Mama Drama. Let's click on this song. What the fuck is this? 88601 Records DK. Okay. So what this is telling me now, right? What this is telling me, at least currently, let's go to BDD. Like, again, I'm just trying to figure out label. Okay, what label is this? 88601. 88601 Records. Now look on the song stats for this. I could tell whose label is registered to. It's distributed through DistroKid. And they've dropped TK, Cowboy, Rich the Kid, DDG. It says related artists, but it looks like it's mainly a DDG. No, not DDG. I mean, it's a Blueface label. Okay, so I don't know. That could be something else. And that's where I'm down to stand and say if I'm wrong, right? But going back, still in 2023. Oh, no, sorry, Chad. In 2023.
Went crazy. This is 11 million.
It says 100 ENT. I don't know. This song is a big song. So Spotify would pay out 100 ENT. Now, whether Wack considers 100 ENT a production company or a record label, it's the same thing. Usually, just colloquially, people think that the record label is the funding party, which is Cash Money if Cash Money is attached. But he's technically signed to, or normally, because I don't know what deal they really have going on, but he's signed to you. Like, for example, if Atlantic Records drops Uzi and Uzi drops a song without Atlantic, it's still going to say Generation Now. He signed to Generation Now. That's it. If Blueface was not signed to Wack, 100 ENT would not be on his music. Why is your record label on his music? So that's why I'm coming up with that. I haven't seen their...
Blueface is signed and managed by Wack 100, man. He just broke it down right there, bro. It's all, I don't know too much about these industry music things and stuff like that, man. But from what I'm hearing... From each side, you got you big dummy, he's stupid, and coming from Wack side, and you got the guy who actually putting the proof up on the internet, bro. And it seemed like Akademiks know what he talking about. So Wack 100, bro, what you gonna do, man? Is you getting over on Blueface? Are you double dipping Blueface contract?
Just to be clear, but I'm going off of this because let's go find some other songs. I don't know, Blue Racks, this is Better Days. Okay, this is Better Days. Is this one, I'm scared to come outside. Mm-hmm. So the boys get out the way. Yeah, right here. Outside Better Days. This is 2021. Let's click on this. Here we go. Fifth Amendment. Okay, so this one, so what it appears to me is that, I don't know, maybe he's signing these like single deals. It might be single deals. See, I don't know. And this one, I stand to be wrong. Because if we keep seeing different labels, now some of this label shit is because of Bobby Billions. So Bobby Billions is on Empire and whatever. And E1, I think that's the one who distributed Blueface's record. But I'm just going off of what we're seeing. That's it. That's it. So sometimes Blueface is dropping records coming out through what seemingly is Wax. Where was Tatiana under? Let me just look at all these big songs. Here we go. Fuck. Why can't it? Shit, Tatiana. I'm trying to figure it out. Hold on. Tatiana. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm just trying to look at the label information. Okay, so in 2018, there is no Wack on this, right? There's no Wack. And that's the first album. Then Dirtbag drops. And that's on Cash Money. So Dirtbag has Cash Money on it. So seemingly, 100 ENT is not involved yet. Then Famous Crip Reloaded drops. And who drops that? Fifth Amendment. Well, they own the rights to it, so they obviously re-drop it. But later on, it looks like, so again, I'm down to amend, I'm not that egotistical. What it appears is that Wack 100's label came in after, looked like Cash Money does no longer do business with Wack. It's very clear, right? Like they literally was on the second album. We don't see them since, right? So they were here for the Dirtbag album. And after that, which by the way was a pretty good album. I like that song Bleed It. Bleed It was dope. They had Daddy with Rich the Kid. But after that, we're going to see like Wax label, which if you're asking me, maybe single deals. So I might be digressing, All
right, man, we gonna cut that right there, man. If y'all want to go check out the rest of this right here, man, with Akademiks, I'm gonna pull it up for you, man. But it's safe to say, man, Akademiks has a strong point that Wack 100 was double dipping on Blueface with his money, man. And the question is gonna be, is Blueface still getting yammed out his bread right now by Wack 100? Will this be enough, you know what I'm saying, to make Blueface actually go sit down and actually look at the paperwork? Because he done said on numerous podcasts that he with Wack 100, man. He didn't even look at the papers he signed. He just signed it because Wack told him to sign it, basically. And that's where Akademiks say that boy retarded. He ain't smart, bro. You know what I'm saying? He a dummy. That can't do that, man. You know. Then you got Wack 100. He gonna do what help benefits himself. Also, he gonna make it seem like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how Wack 100 handle his artists, man, but we see where the game at and where they stand at with each other now. We see how Ray J turned out. You see what Ray J doing now. He looking crazy, man. So Blueface, is you gonna be another victim, man? Check out the pattern. I don't know, man. Y'all think Wack 100 a good manager? Is he getting over on Blueface right now? Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments, man. But we gonna get up out of here. But before we do, if you're new to the channel, go down there and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turn on that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a video. Don't forget, follow me on all social media platforms at BT Scoop. I don't know, man, just keeping it real. We're gonna call a ball, a strike, the Metaverse Umpire. Don't forget, hit that hype button.